Hey everyone, what's going on? Joey Contino here, and today we're doing something really fun. As you know, we're doing so many projects in our house, including, putting in a new lawn, which doesn't look too bad, to landscaping, you name it. And today I'm finally starting on the right side of my house. You see, over here, there's a lot of weird things going on, including a lot of leaves, a lot of trees. And so today we're removing the leaves, and then we're getting to do something that I really want to do, build a garden. So before we get started, make sure you subscribe, you turn on notifications, and you give this video a thumbs up. Let me go ahead and kind of give you a recap on how we got to this point. For those who remember or maybe don't remember our house, this was all overgrown. Unfortunately, the family who lived here last got to the age where they just couldn't take care of things. So all this grass was completely dead. This was all overgrown, and leaves stretched this entire back. So I've been slowly removing trees, redoing the lawn. As you can tell, needs a lot of water over here, though it is coming in, and then knocking out these leaves. Yesterday, I spent roughly about 3 hours. Pretty much, you see over here is all covered with leaves. He was this way going all the way back. And roughly 6 bags, and I mean those big bags from Lowe's, of just leaves were pulled out of here. And then I tilled the entire ground going all the way back to here. I also found out that we have an apple tree, which I always want an apple tree and a cherry tree, but this is our apple tree, and you can kind of see it's tilting like this way, which definitely shouldn't be like that. I'm not sure, Jewel, how do I fix that?
I don't know, just came out.
You just can't. But this apple tree, slowly but steadily, we're getting little apples on here. And it's being overtaken by some kind of vine I have to cut because there's not many apples on this tree. I mean, there's one here and then a couple more all the way up there. But this is for another project of us taking care of this. But I want to tell you about this part over here. My end goal is to put a garden in the back here because, I mean, if you see my other videos, you get big expectation what's going on back here. It's going to be a pool over there, kind of area where the kids can play and could be like an outdoor kind of, whether it's a grill or a seating area and some fire pit. And then over here through the woods, it's going to be my garden. The reason why I picked over here is because A, there's a lot of good dirt down there, but there's a reservoir on the other side, and now that is always moist. It's never soaking wet, it's moist. It's perfect for plants, and they'll never have to water it. But this is like a phase 4 or 5 project, which means I'm not touching that for another year. I'm gonna clear these woods probably this fall. But for now, I'm like, I want tomatoes and cucumbers for my own garden, so I figured, let's go ahead and build one. So now that brings us back over here. I wanted to go ahead and put a cherry tree in a couple months ago, but this one over here kept on arguing with me.
I didn't argue.
You didn't? No, we're not doing it. But now I'm putting in a mini garden. So I took out 8 feet of what I just cleared out. I tilled the whole thing deep, like a good maybe 8 feet down. I leveled it out. We had a good rainstorm last night. And then I went to Home Depot and got 2x6s at 8 feet, some corner pieces, topsoil, and a couple other things, including for cucumbers, for tomatoes, sunflowers, and we're gonna put it right here in this corner. Luckily, there's enough sun here so that things will grow, hopefully. But we're gonna find out. Anyway, let's get started. Because it's only temporary, this is how I'm laying it out. Essentially, just one going this way and then filling it in. I'll do 4 feet this way and 4 feet that way, fill it in, and then start planting. And here's another 8-footer. We're gonna cut it right down the middle. So I wound up cutting these to 44 inches each because, learn a lesson from me, I didn't count in the math of how thick the bricks are. AKA when I was measuring from that wall over, I was measuring to a corner, not to account for this 2-inch and that 2-inch over there. So had to cut them down to 44, but they'll fit. Put that side in first. You're probably asking, Joey, what are you gonna use on the bottom layer? I mean, this is just like clay and like hard dirt. Well, I got really lucky because next to me, I have a little compost pile of leaves. And there's some really, really good compost down here we're gonna put in the bottom layer. Come on, you can't get better than this. It is nature. There's worms in there. It's gonna be perfect to put on the bottom layer. So I dug a big hole, grabbed some really good soil, filled in the rest. This was a tree at one point, and it was all decaying, so it's the perfect soil to put down. So this is our first layer. Now we'll get some topsoil. It's in the garage. I probably don't have enough topsoil, but it is what it is. Julia's smoothing out the soil, and then we got some Starbucks coffee grinds to put in there. Because everyone says it does things. Why not? It's like compost. It should work. So here we got 4 tomatoes, beef steaks, because we like them big, and then our cucumbers. Essentially is what we're doing here. In the back, we're planting sunflowers. They're gonna grow tall. Then we'll do tomatoes over here. So it's gonna be 1, 2, 3, 4. Then over here is gonna be cucumbers, 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe a little bit closer to each other. And then we have our bell pepper. It's gonna go smack dab in the middle. Sound good? Julia is getting the sunflower. She's the Ukrainian one, so she knows better than me. She is burying the sunflowers now. Tucking them in for the night. And yes, we know we probably should have done this during the day, but we're busy. We're busy people. My beautiful bride over here doesn't think I know what I'm doing. I've been growing before you were born. Before you were born. She's doing the tomatoes, I'm doing the cucumbers, and we'll meet somewhere in the middle, and maybe I'll get a kiss. No? We just remembered we have a basil plant. So now we got 4 tomatoes, and I'll buy cages for them. The basil, the bell peppers, and cucumbers, and sunflowers. And probably right now we're gonna water this down and come back in the morning, and then probably build a fence on the outside so that the deer and everything else don't get to it. It's like pitch dark out, we're watering our garden. It's all right. For now, this is how we're leaving the garden. I put the fence up. A little water in there. Now it's 8:50 and I had to stop everything because I have to go to work. So tomorrow I'll show you what the finished product looks like. It's already watered. Hopefully tomorrow the sun rises. It gets happy because it needs some sunlight and starts to grow. Anyway, I'm not gonna do one of this part 1, part 2. So let's go ahead and just jump to tomorrow. And like that, it's the next day. It is sunny out. It is gorgeous. It actually just rained. So it's pretty good. And let me show you the garden. So here we go. You can finally see what's going on. This basil here looks like it got way too much water. I might have to replant that a little bit deeper because it looks like the roots are sticking out. My wife did this one. I'm gonna replant that. But here's our tomatoes. They're healthy and happy. I'm probably gonna go through here and prune off the very bottom leaves because I want to grow tall and big. And I've always read if you cut off the first couple inches, as long as they're not massive branches, you'll get better tomatoes. Our bell pepper, believe it or not, actually has 1 on it already, weirdly enough. And here's our little cucumbers. For now, I have this on a water timer because we're going to be away for a few days and I have my hose going up here. I'm actually watering my grass and a couple things at the same time. So I went to Amazon and bought like a digital timer. It's connected to my Wi-Fi so I can control it any time. And yeah, I'm so excited. It's going to take, obviously, August and we're really going to get stuff. And it's in this weird position that I don't know how much sunlight it's going to get, which worries me a little bit. I actually cut down part of this tree, which is an apple tree, which unfortunately someone's vines got in there. I'm gonna have to cut that out because I think it's starving it a little bit. And so I'm gonna cut down some of this tree and this tree so it gets more sunlight, but it should get enough. What I remember and recall is that we get like a good 4 or 5 hours of sunlight. So I'm hoping that's enough. The other alternative was the other side of the house, but it's too slanted. It would never work. I'd have to build up a massive amount of land to make it just like even. But yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comment section. It really was a cheap build. I mean, the 2x6s were, I think, maybe $7 each. Untreated, by the way, because you don't want treated wood. And the concrete ones on the corner, those were $3 each. So not too bad, and then soy was $2 a bag, and we got 4 bags. Hopefully by the end of summer, we'll have some awesome, cucumbers, tomatoes, and bell peppers. And I want to thank you guys for joining me. If you haven't done so yet, please subscribe, turn on notifications, and give this video a thumbs up. I'm Joey. Stay safe. I'll see you later. Bye.